Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at the DC Multiverse Lobo figure from McFarlane Toys. And there he is out of the packaging. Let's take a quick look at the packaging. It is the same as every DC Multiverse packaging, but it says Lobo, the card at the back, and the promo shots for the other figures. And yeah, the DC Rebirth figure. But we've seen this packaging before. He comes with a stand, I'm not taking the stands out. And here he is. He comes with the one accessory. Wow, that's hard to get out. He comes with one accessory, which is his chain hook thing. Sorry, there's actually a name for this then. I apologize, but it looks really cool. It's made of very soft rubber, as you can see right there. But the details on this, you got lots of nicks and damages on this, and it is silver, but there's an undertone of rusting. So it's painted very, very well. See the chains over there. Not really any holes between the chain links, but that's fine. Oh, there's one right there. Hello. And you can see it wraps around his arm very easily, as you can see back there. Kind of hard to take out, but I think you just have to find that little notch where it'll fit the hand. You know how chains work. You can put the finger through there. Right there, and it will be much easier. I'll put it on later after I show off the figure, and the figure itself looks amazing, as we can expect from McFarlane Toys. The sculpt work is phenomenal, but there are also lots of issues with this figure, so let's go through it. The head looks really badass. Look at that face sculpt. Oh man, if he came with a cigar, that would be perfect, but I don't know if DC's doing that. Oh my gosh, if he came with a gun, that would be perfect. But gosh darn it, Warner Brothers. Oh, you guys are shooting yourself. Seriously. Making the worst decision for the fans. No, yeah, he should come with gun accessories. A shotgun or something like that. My gosh, it's hard to... I can't blame McFarlane Toys for not giving him guns, because I know that's a mandate, and it's hard to keep defending that Warner Brothers for their choices. That's a tangent. That's not what this video is about. This video is about Lobo, who, all things considered, looks really cool. Look at his face sculpt, as I said earlier. His hair has a lot of heavy blue accents, which I'm 100% fine with. You know, he's sort of an alien, so liberties can be taken, and it looks good. It was applied very well, I think. The paint sculpt on his face, his eyes look menacing as frack. Look at that. You got his mustache painted in. It's not like textured, but it is painted in very nicely, very cleanly. Look at his teeth. Gnarly teeth. Oh man. Really, really nice. Looking at his biker jacket over there. Torn up at the sleeves. Very nice deco at the back. Bite me, fanboy. I don't know if that's intentional or if that's overspray, but there is that. You can see a little bit of paint here. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's stitching or something like that. It could use a little bit more weathering. I feel like it's a bit too clean, and I think that's an issue for me with the whole figure. It could use a little bit more weathering because it's torn up and all these things, but the paint itself just looks a bit too clean. Maybe with the black it's fine. It could do with a little bit of dirt. The shirt underneath is the same. You can see patches of holes in his shirt, which should be skinned underneath, but you can see it's not painted with that. But minor gripes, but the sculpt itself looks really nice. You can see his arms over here. Very, very nice. Down to his gloves. And he has wraps around his gloves, but there's not very much paint right there. His fingers are gnarly as well. Right there. You have his belt with the skull and the star. It doesn't need any paint, but it could use some paint. But as it is, it's fine. Other than what I said earlier, the weathering and stuff like that. You can see part of his shirt from underneath his jacket over there. And his studs from the belt. Ooh, so nice. I wish they painted the belt loops. It's the same color as his pants, because it doesn't really make sense for that to be black. Minor gripe, but it's there. I'm just rotating my way down. You can see the wrinkles in his pants. Very, very nice sculpt on the jeans right there. You see the skulls on his knees with the crown of spikes. Looks really nice. The boot is not painted at all. It's painted the same color as the pants. It looks like it should be painted black, just like the boot. That's kind of frustrating. The straps are not painted either. It's like they just lost interest when painting the legs and below. But the shin guards has a lot of nicks and dents, which make it look worn and used and really, really good. You get to his steel-toed boots. They look really nice again with the worn in the metal. Really cool. It treads not so much at the bottom of his feet, but there it is. Overall, just like almost standard for McFarlane, the sculpt is amazing. They don't skimp out on sculpt work, which I really like. Now, point of contention for McFarlane toys is the articulation, which I will get to once I get this guy to hold his chain. You can do it, Lobo. Don't pull too much because you might actually rip the rubber. Careful with your figures. It's kind of fiddly just to get in the right position, especially in camera. It's also better to heat up your figure before you do this, just so that. There you go. You just have to find that notch. That notch, I think, is the perfect notch to enter that gap between the thumb and the pointer. Once you get that notch, you are ready to go. There you go. Articulation. Let's talk about that. Shout out to Red and Link from Good Mythical Morning. His head would move up all the way, but because his hair is made of rubber material, it pushes itself back, it down all the way. It's the McFarlane double ball joint. It's really nice. Other than the hair, which I'm not gonna knock off too much points for the hair. It's the bane of the action figures. His arms are on that butterfly joint, which really doesn't do very. It does a little bit. So okay. Arms move out 90 degrees. His biceps, there is a swivel. There is a gap for mine because it came off and I had to push back in. It never really went back in as flushly as this one. So be careful with that. The elbows, you can see it coming off already. You can see that joint coming off. Gosh darn it. Let's pull it out. See, the elbows are double jointed. Right there. You get that weird McFarlane gap, which I think they just cut out, which looks not so bad on him. I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse. But with the double joint, if you do it correctly, you can get a full 180 degrees, which is really good. Now let's try to put this guy back. Better to heat it up usually. And I know this is there you go. It popped right in, but it never really flushes in. I know this is a common issue with McFarlane toys. Their quality control is not the greatest, but they are cheap figures, I have to admit. Cheap compared to the market value of other figures. Doesn't crunch too much down, crunches a little bit up. Because this crotch area is soft rubber, it does move out of the way, but be careful leaving this in this position for a long time. I feel like it could warp. Goes up that far, back, back, yeah, you can do back. I feel like it's going to have a hard time getting it to a motorcycle pose, unless the motorcycle is leaning back like that. In which case, but McFarlane didn't release a motorcycle to go with him, which I think is a missed opportunity unless it's in the pipeline. He should come with a motorcycle. I don't buy usually the vehicles that McFarlane comes out with, but if for Lobo, I will. Got one customer, McFarlane. You have the double jointed knees, which go up about that far, which is pretty good. Then you have the foot joint, but mine is frozen. Fully frozen. I tried the boil method. I tried heating it up and trying to pop it. It's just, I can't get it to move. This one The right one I can't get to move. Luckily, it's frozen in the position where I can still stand him. But, oh man. But otherwise, we'll have to look at the other foot for the articulation. Goes up not too much. Back not too much. Side to side and pivot not so much. So I guess I'm not really losing that much on this foot, but he can only stand in one position. For me, he can't really do any nuance posing. He does have toes articulation as well, so there's that. That's fine. You know, whenever I film the articulation segment, I always forget one thing. Always one thing. Hips move out like it can do splits. So amazing on that regard. And the hands are the standard McFarlane hands, where it's the double pin ball joint, and it's hidden very well by the glove, and it moves okay. Not the greatest amount of movement, but it moves well enough. There you go. So I'm not gonna do too much in the way of comparison because Lobo doesn't really have too many things to compare to. But standing him up, he is at almost 8 inches tall, so a lot taller than your regular McFarlane figure, which is really cool. Let's bring him in next to my usual Green Lantern, John Stewart, which you can see he towers very much over him. And you can see him next to Marvel Legends Iron Man, and he towers over him as well. So he is a large figure at the same price as a regular size McFarlane figure. So that's what I like about the McFarlane company. It's either small. If it's around the same size, they charge the same price, which is great. Although the aftermarket price of this is soaring in my country. So, not soaring, but it is going up because it's hard to find this guy. But there you go. That's basically Lobo in a nutshell. He is really cool. The ankle issue soured my enjoyment of him a little, but he looks really cool. He doesn't have yet the side eye issue that McFarlane's been having with figures lately because his eye is all red, which is how the character is, so there is no issue there. And yeah, it's basically what you would expect from a McFarlane figure. Sculpts are great, articulation is subpar, but standing there, he looks really cool, and he can get into a good enough amount of poses. So, wish he came with a motorcycle, but other than that, I am enjoying the figure myself. So that's all for this review. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know if you like this figure, if you're going to pick him up. If you have picked him up already, let me know your thoughts if I've missed anything. All the usual stuff. Let me know if you like the character of Lobo, and if you're happy that McFarlane is actually giving us non-Batman characters. I am so happy that he is, and I'm waiting for some of the other characters to come out. So yeah, do all the YouTube things. Like this video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.